And we are live. It is the Unapologetic Podcast Wednesday night special
Mm.
rebuttal show with the actual and factual Kim Smith. Black women are the answer. How are you tonight?
Let's black and highly favored. How about yourself?
I can't complain. I
I
won't
won't
complain.
complain.
Looking forward to a great conversation and discussion. And whenever you get four ladies in the room, I'm pretty sure there'll be nonstop talking.
I don't know if that was a dig or praise. I don't know which one that was, but it's okay. It's we get with that. We'll take the compliment.
Unapologetic Podcast is unscripted, and we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you follow us and share and like, and we're also on all podcast platforms. Tonight will be special. Kim and some of her lady friends who are no stranger to the Unapologetic Podcast will join us tonight. Kim, why don't you do the honors and introducing your panel for
Mm.
Black Women Are the Answer, the rebuttal show to the men's Black Women Are the Problem.
Yes, I am so excited about tonight. It took us a little bit to get this show together, but I was determined to get it together before the end of the month. And yes, we are going to have a conversation because it seems like the narrative continues to be that Black women are the problem. I am very excited about this conversation because I personally think we're going to get to the bottom of why this thought is and where it kind of came from. And I think the benefit of this is because I always get so much pushback. You're not married. You don't have kids. You don't do this. You don't do that. So I dug and I said, you know what? We're going to make this a rounded show. Not only am I going to be the single, no kids 40 plus, I'm also going to have a beautiful single woman younger than me. Shout out to Miss Brittany Janae for joining the cast tonight. And we're gonna get her opinion. And then I thought more. I said, okay, so I got Brittany. She is the vibrant, young, single, out here still getting it. You got me, older, no kids, took a different route in life. And then I said, but let me dig deeper. I said, let me go get Stephania. You want to know why? Because beautiful, vibrant, mother, wife, all of the above. I said, oh, gonna have a hell of an opinion. And then you know what Stephania did? She said, sis, wait a minute, because I have another brilliant Black mother, wife, friend named Kelly. Let me add her, okay? And so I said, not only are we going to hit on all the dynamics, we're going to be able to speak from different diasporas, different backgrounds, different age groups, all of the above. And we are really going to have a serious conversation about why Black women are the answer.
Wow, wow, wow. We are looking forward to this, especially after Clay Thompson broke up with Meg Thee Stallion. So I mean, right now the world, the culture is divided. And so tonight we will get answers from the actual factual Kim Smith and her friends. Welcome, ladies. How y'all doing tonight?
Welcome, ladies.
Good,
How's
and you?
everybody doing?
Good.
So, doing
Hello,
well.
hello,
Thank you.
hello.
And let's just make sure, hey, be unapologetic tonight. Just be unapologetic. Be yourselves. I'm pretty sure at the end of this show that we will come to some great conclusions and figure out that you know the answers might be the problems tonight.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna dive right in. Thank you so much, Goodwin, for jumping in and helping us out. And from a man's perspective, had a couple of questions because we were at majority of us were at the Black women are the problem. my first question kind of to you is to kind of get this started is, do you think you got a definite answer? Like, do you think you got an answer to your question with how and why Black women are the problem from your panel?
I think I did. That wasn't the goal. Wasn't to show that black women are the problem. The goal was to bridge the gap between
Mm,
black women and black men. And I think that at the end of the day, if you go back and listen to the show, that we know that black women are the backbone of black men. And it's just the evolution of black women has caused this bit of a tiff between black men and black women. And we're talking about, with you all being more educated, making more money and career driven, less domestic, but
mm.
the traditions and the history uh, are still there with a lot of men. And so I'm pretty sure you all will expound on the evolution of black women and how we can move forward together.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can get you some answers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
ladies, I am gonna format this a little different. Usually we kind of, bounce back and forth and things like that, but I did structure the show with the questions that the men had, and I really would
I
like us
can't
to
hear.
kind of dive into those and kind of see where we land on certain things. And I think the benefit of it is like I said before, is that not only do we have single, we have married.
No
Only thing we're
sound.
missing is my sound is off. Uh-oh. Can you hear me now? Okay, there we go. I think the only demographic that we're really missing is divorced, but that's okay because we can kind of speak to maybe like long-term relationships or something like that. I feel like that's how we can kind of bridge that gap. So right out the gate, I think the thing that I would really like to kind of ask the women right off the bat is if you are a submissive woman and if you know the actual definition of submission.
Hello?
Can everybody hear
Yeah.
me?
I heard you say submission. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. So the men kept repeating on the show about how they wanted a submissive woman. And that the biggest issue that they were having these days with women is their lack of submission. So, especially, I would love to get, from the married women first, of if you consider yourself a submissive woman, and is it comfort that got you to submission, or was it something else?
Okay. Well, I'll start.
Okay.
But
Mhm.
I have to, of course, we are being unapologetic here.
Absolutely.
Uh, I
Absolutely.
do. I must say, I do not consider myself a submissive woman. That is
Okay.
something I have to continuously work on within self, mainly because I define submissiveness as something that involves emphasizing trust, communication, a mutual agreement, and mutual respect. You have to have all of those elements in order to be submissive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not relinquishing power. I feel like when you're not giving up your power just because you are allowing someone else to lead you, but that trust is very important to me, out of all of those elements. And I'm still working on that. And I also believe you can be a woman, be assertive and submissive simultaneously. Some people are saying, well, the strong black woman, they don't like to be submissive, but
Mm-hmm.
it's other elements. You have to demonstrate to me that you are able to lead me. It's not that I'm going to, I'm here to fight with you on
Mm-hmm.
that, but show me that you have the ability to do it and allow me to have that trust in you. And I know I don't have 100% trust as a
Mm-hmm.
wife. And I know in biblical terms, the wife should be submissive. But
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm not. And so there's a short comment on my end, but it also involves things on the men's side. So
Mm-hmm.
that's from my perspective.
Okay. Kelly, I'm gonna kick it over to you because you are also a married woman. So your thoughts in how you define submission.
Um, yes, I think I am very much so submissive. And my submissiveness came from consistency, not
Mm.
just saying what you gonna do, mean what you say, and it has action behind it. And after 10 years, nothing has changed. Everything you said you was gonna do, you did it and you stood on it, and I don't have no complaints. So he has none from me. Whatever is needed to be done, I get it done, and vice versa. It's a team effort, like Stephanie has said. Like
Mhm.
everything has to be mutual. So everything that I give, I get back in return, probably more than 100% that I give. So
Okay.
yes, and I'm more of the younger wife. I'm very much so younger, probably about almost 10 years, and yeah.
You're 10 years younger than
We
your
don't have to
husband.
emphasize all of that.
Not Stephanie, and you know I emphasize it because within our friend group, I am the
Yes,
youngest. Like
yes, that is
I'm
true.
the youngest in our friend group. They
Yeah,
are
that
Okay.
is
all
true.
older than me by
Mhm.
we ain't gonna say.
Yeah,
So
but you are.
but
Oh, wait a minute now.
with me
Okay.
Yeah.
being the youngest of the friend group and the and with my husband, he's very much so older than me. Like, yes. So
Mhm.
I don't think it came with the age. It came with just him being consistent on every end.
Mhm.
Okay. And do you think that's what led to the marriage, that you were safe? Like, do you think
Yes.
that okay? So
That
like
yes.
his consistency with you is what led you to be okay with actually saying okay to the
Yep.
marriage.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I love that. I'm not mad at that.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna
Mhm.
tag in. I'm gonna tag in the single girlies last.
Mhm.
And Brittany, Brittany, I want to know, do you think that you have the capacity or have been submissive to a man? And is that something, that you can align with?
Absolutely. I can align with that. Yeah. If it's not worth it, I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
Straight to the point.
No, I'm not gonna do it. Okay.
Straight to the
So
point.
Right.
now, for me, I do want to say this. So I was having the conversation with someone, and I thought, I am not married, but I had a 10-year relationship, and I personally thought that as a woman that I was submissive. And then someone read the definition to me. So I want to read the definition, and then I want to
Mhm.
make sure and see if you all still kind of like agree with it, because I agree with this conversation that I have been submissive in the past, but much like you, Brittany and Stephanie, I'm learning it now at this age, rather than I feel like I was openly submissive in my 20s because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. So technically, for submission, the actual definition is: submission describes a person or animal willing to yield to the authority, control, or will of others, categorized by obedience, passiveness, and unassertiveness. So with that, it brought me back to, I caught you lean back. I wasn't prepared, right? Because I'm arguing my points. I'm like, what are you talking about? I cook, I clean, I this or whatever. And then the person was finally like, that has nothing to do with submission. Like,
Nope.
I'm
Right.
going to send you the actual description of submission. So now I ask again to the single and the married women, do you think that you are submissive or can be submissive to your partners?
I
Yes.
always knew the right definition of that.
Oh, okay.
So, I
Okay.
mean, yeah, I never equated submissive with my grandmother or my great grandmother. That's
Mhm.
not what I ever equated being submissive to. Um, and the word obedient never scared me because what feels safe, I know we're leaning on that word a lot
Mhm.
currently, but it is accurate. If it feels right, kind of like in a playful way when Jill Scott said in that podcast, if you could tell me what to do, you could tell me what to do,
What to do?
because it feels necessary to listen to my man. It's
Yep.
appropriate for him to lead me. I feel okay with him making decisions that are for the betterment of both of us. So when it
Yep.
feels right, any woman that feels comfortable, safe, respected, adored, desired, it's very easy for her to be submissive in the terms of what Webster says it means. So I never thought submissive was cook, clean, breed. Never
Nope.
thought that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about you other ladies?
Yes, I still feel the same way. And like she said, as long as you feel safe. And with me,
Mhm.
I just think I don't think it just starts and ends with a woman being submissive, because men can be as well in certain aspects of the relationship. It's certain things that a man cannot do, and they follow your lead just like you will follow theirs. So it's just not no, oh, I'm being obedient to him, and it's a two-way street over here. So
Absolutely.
it's just not woman, woman, woman. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely still, on the submissive side even when it comes to the Webster's definition. But
Okay.
like she said, it was never, oh, my great grandmother and cook clean. No, it had nothing to do with that.
Okay. Stephanie?
Same. I agree with both ladies. I'm just piggybacking off of them. Even with the Webster Dictionary definition, I'm still a work in progress.
Okay.
Because again, that is not something I saw growing up. So with that being said, it has been a challenge. And just to think of, when I think of obedience, and then it's my personal thing, and I have to get past that, I think of a dog, and like listening to what you're being told. But at the same time, I do understand it's really placing yourself in a position to be safe and allowing someone else to make those decisions for you, and then having that man to be able to take the back seat every now and then and allow you to take the front row. So I do agree with Kelly and Brittany and both of their standpoints on that.
I agree. I totally agree. I think that most men don't realize that. I think exactly what all three of you said. I think Kelly came out the gate with it, is that consistency breeds trust, consistency breeds loyalty, and then submission comes naturally. You will never have to beat me or demand me into submission if you're already knocking off all the boxes that I need, right? So I think a lot of the times, again, like I said, the Webster, definition threw me back, but listening to how you ladies have kind of dissecting it still leaves me in the same place of consistency will get you further. So yes. Now, this was something that some of the men were saying at the show. They said, can a woman be submissive if she was raised by a single mother?
Yes.
Okay. And expound on.
Yes. I mean, I was raised by a single woman. Was she married before? Yes, but that was before me. But even with after years, and then she met my stepfather, but for a long time she was a single woman raising 7 kids by herself. So a man wasn't around, and I still turned out to be submissive. It has nothing to do with what you see. It's just what that man creates your vision to be, I feel like. So, like I said, as long as you came through the door consistent as my husband has been, it opened my heart, mind, body, and soul to be the woman to submit to him. Like, I just don't think, like Brittany said, don't look at what my grandparents did and take it with me. Those times were totally different. We cannot live in that type of style that they did back then, because things were not this type of way. It wasn't the same.
Exactly. Okay.
No circumstances.
Okay. And what do you ladies think? Brittany or Stephanie, and what do y'all think? Can you be submissive being raised by a single mother?
Yeah, I got friends that were raised in the church. Their mothers were raised in the church, and they turned out to be whores. So just because same difference, same dynamic. Like, so what that I had a single mother? So what?
What does that
Yeah,
mean?
like now, can certain in-home experience and life experiences be traumatic and take
Yes.
work to not believe that's all you deserve, or to not think that there's a world outside of that that's better for you, that you can obtain because you come from certain circumstances? Absolutely, those things can hinder you in your growth and how you cultivate relationships, or how you stay away from relationships, or how you abuse certain relationships, or you run away from certain things. Yes, those things can affect you, but you have to either be led by example, or just really work towards wanting better for yourself, because you have to find out that that's not the end all and be all. And just because you saw that in your house, or you didn't see it in your house, doesn't mean that you can't have it for yourself.
Amen.
I
Okay.
like that.
Agree.
Stephanie, you agree?
I definitely agree. As I was actually raised primarily by a single Black
Mhm.
woman. At times, my mother was married and divorced during my childhood, but it doesn't make or break what it doesn't shape me to who I am as a person right now,
Mhm.
growing up. And I honestly, I can't help but to see a question. I feel like it's for me. I don't know. I see it.
Mhm.
I feel like he's going to be why. I don't know if I can address that, Kim.
Of course you can.
So it says, "Why be with a man you can't submit to?" I never said I couldn't.
Mhm.
I believe that it's a choice that you make as a spouse, and it has to be mutual. It's a mutual respect. It's a mutual trust, to feel comfortable in that. The challenge for me is that even in my professional world, I'm being dominant as a woman, being able to soften that aspect of myself personally.
Mhm.
I've had issues with transitioning that in both sides. So that's where my challenge is. It's not because I can't submit. I know I can.
Mhm.
And like you say, it's creating an environment where I'm comfortable, and there's consistency, as that word is a very important word, being consistent with certain actions that will allow me to continuously bring my guard down. So I just want to let him know I can.
Yeah.
Again, it's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a
I
choice.
think, I think we really have to, and I'm so happy that I have this dynamic on here. Can one of you, maybe Kelly, because you said that your husband came in the gate with it, can you explain to us what you mean by when you say he has been consistent and has stayed consistent? Because I think a lot of men really lack the understanding of what that really means.
I think it's like literally simple, plain, exactly what it says. Like everything you say you're going to do, regardless of what we have going on, what you're going through, what I'm going through, it never changed. Like I have a lot of single friends. I've been around a lot of different type of women. My family is full of women, and listening to them, depending on what situation you are in with your mate or the partner you're with, it depends on what you're going to get from them. I don't care what type of day you're having, I'm having, everything is going to still be the same. And when I say that, and I'm just speaking from what I've seen, what I've heard, what other women have told me, showed me, like certain bills won't get paid because you're upset with him, or he's upset with you, or he's not going to do this for you because he's upset right now. Like I've seen it so much, and it's just like, ugh, like that's scary. Like you can't have emotions in a relationship because you got to make sure you stay a certain way so this person can still be that person you need them to be. Like, no, I'm free to be whoever I want to be, however I want to feel, and nothing is going to change on his end. Nothing is going to change on my end. Like we can be emotional out loud. I don't have to hide how I feel. I can do whatever I need to do to feel however I want to feel, and it's still going to be the same. Like I've seen it so much, like especially with younger women, some older as well. Women definitely go through a lot when it comes to men, and men definitely takes from the whole, oh, you're not submissive, or okay, I'm not doing this for you.
Mm-hmm.
They use it
as a weapon rather than use it.
It's a weapon. It's a weapon. It's definitely a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, That's what I mean when I say like he came in doing it and stayed doing it. Like I said, regardless of what's going on, nothing changes. Literally.
Okay. Now let me ask Brittany, for you as a single unmarried woman, what does consistency look like for you with when it comes to men?
Doing things because you want to, not because it's a habit, not because it's a routine or what you think makes me happy. If you're a man that works hard, you go to the gym, you're in the church, or you got service work that you do, and I know you are a busy man, but you consistently let me know that and still make time to reach out to me or make time to see me in between those things, or you have a work trip, but you still check in with me while you're doing the said work trip, just involving me in your life, not making me your life, because I'm not doing that for you either. But just making sure that things are not habitual or forced. The intent is always there. The camaraderie is always there. The transparency is always there. Consistency is a frequency. So if you're doing good things, positive things, and you always want to make sure that I'm involved, even if you can't see me all the time, you're consistently thoughtful. You're consistently making things convenient for the both of us, even if our schedules are conflicted. You're always thinking of me, even though you may not be able to be around me 100% of the time, or you can't talk all day, every day. You still make me feel valid and a necessary part of your day and your time.
That is the most simplistic, throw out, simple answer that I've ever heard, and I guarantee you, men still won't understand it.
No, they're gonna. She lost them. No. She lost them so long ago.
Right.
And it's so crazy because that sounds like a lot, but it was not a lot.
It was not.
Literally like nothing at all.
Nothing.
Literally, it was nothing.
No.
She just made it sound like, I promise you, any man that is listening right now, they like, yeah,
she lost.
Fuck her. That's
every man that's listening right now, guarantee was just like. She
didn't say anything. She didn't. Right. She actually didn't even say anything
at all.
It's like normal infatuation, normal like interested, like normal.
Right.
And it just sounded like a lot to them.
Right.
Like you literally cannot speak to them in them terms because like even like myself, my husband is a routine man. When I say if you wanted to kill him, you could, because he do the same shit every damn day. It does not change. He is very, 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 very routine. He does not like change. He does not do that. And like I said, another thing because I'm not, and don't kill me for this, but I'm not, rooting for. I don't think all women are right. That's just me. We are fucking wrong. We be wrong as hell.
Yeah,
we are wrong. But I'm not that woman. Like you have to know who that man is as well. Just like you want him to know you, you better know that man. I know that my husband is routine. I know that he do not like stuff going out of the, disarray. If it do so happens to happen, I get him back on track. But I know for a fact when stuff is not aligned the way he wants it aligned or how he's used to it, it'd probably be a little problem. So like she said, just thinking of me, like even when he's at work, me and my husband are truck drivers. And he got a lot of homies that be like, oh, if he could hang up on them, I gotta call my wife. That's like 8 times out of his whole shift. Man, you just woke up with her. You just went to sleep with her. I gotta call my wife. Yeah. During that shift, I probably talked to him probably 8 to 10 times. And that's me. Like I have to hang up on him for y'all. But my whole shift, I'm talking to my husband. Sylvia tell you, I can't talk to Kelly because she's on the phone with her husband. You know it. If we on a group call and I just so happen to hang up, y'all know why I hung up. No explanation needed. I gotta go.
I know that.
And the same is with him. So all that stuff she just said, it sounded like a big old glob of mumbo jumbo to a man, but she didn't even ask for nothing.
At all. It is very weird to me how men don't understand they will fake to seem like they don't understand what we mean by consistency, right? I think, again, like I said, I think Brittany laid it out in a beautiful blanket or whatever. Of course, most men will look at her reaction and be like, she asking for the world.
She said call her every day, all day.
All she asked you to do was keep her involved. Just like Kelly said, I love the fact that both you and your husband are like, oh yeah, I gotta go. My wife,
I gotta go.
My husband needs it. It is what it is. I gotta go. Okay. Now with that, we got the consistency part out of the way. Another big thing that the panel kept saying was about structure. So my question to you ladies, and anybody can take it first, do you think that Black men still provide structure?
Go ahead, Brittany. You start this one off.
Right.
Because like I'm gonna speak from just one man. I don't know
Right,
the
you're
other man.
married.
So
You're
I'm married.
So
like I don't speak for
that's a good idea.
speak for all the men. Like
we are
she's
still
out here
in the
trying to,
dating world.
so she can tell you better than I can. I mean, I'm gonna tell you about one person.
Yes.
Dang.
And
So
I can tell you I
from
haven't
a
met
single
one with
perspective.
structure.
You said what?
I can tell you I haven't met one with structure. Like
Yikes.
I don't. Structure sounds too rigorous to a lot of men. That sounds like, are you bigger than the program? Are you trying to tell me I should have a program? Like, that's too aggressive coming from me for some men. So it's like, structure. What do you mean structure? But structure is to me nothing but you just have a routine. You've got your shit together. You work, you go to school, you know how to make time for your hobbies. You know how to prioritize whether or not you have time to date. You have time to figure out whether you don't have the finances or not to manage a household and have a wife. So structure is discipline. Structure is leading by example. Whatever in whatever aspect you want to take that. I can't say that all men have structure or all men lack structure, but I just haven't met a structure I'm trying to be a part of. I'll say
that. Anybody else? The structure question. Do you think? And again, I understand you both are married, but just in general, do you believe that Black men still provide structure when it comes to a household?
Most part. Yes, but I mean that question is loaded because depending on what this man has going on, like I know a lot of men who have structure, but they literally live their life in off a whim. Like it's just like whatever happens, happens. But it's like I don't even know how to explain it, but it's structural disarray, if I can say that.
Right. Chaos.
Yes, it's chaotic structure. But
it's
like he got his shit
organized chaos.
You turn around, he's somewhere else or doing something else, but he ain't looking for nobody to help him. He got it all figured out. He got his own crib. He got his kids figured out. But it's like, it's still a lot. It's like real colorful over there. But see, I'm more of a black and white type of person. I don't do colorful.
No, I like that word.
I don't do colorful. Every time I turn around, you somewhere else. Everybody know you. That's a big old thing. Like, who don't know you? Where you be at? Like, nah, that's colorful to me.
That's colorful. Okay, that's a nice terminology.
Okay, Stephanie, what are your thoughts? Structure.
I'm going out on a whim because I've been with the same man for many, many years of my life.
Of course.
Long.
Like you have girlfriends, y'all have girl talk.
Yes.
Is that something that like you've heard, in your kind of like group dynamic?
Unfortunately, no. I haven't heard the best. I do believe that men should provide structure and women should keep it together. I'm one of those people. Once they provide it, it's up to us to maintain it. But on the outside looking in, unfortunately, I haven't heard too many good stories, honestly. And that's of late, the past few years. And I don't know, dynamics, things change throughout the years. I do, take it back culturally, historically. decades ago, the men were providing structure. They were very dependable. They're the leaders of the household. They are everything that you probably want. But these days, I feel like they're shifting roles, to be honest. From what
Good one's about to piss me off. So
shifting roles.
They don't. Okay, so because Anthony needs visuals.
What he say?
He's a man. He needs visuals. So
go ahead, give him visuals, honey.
A man that is structured to a good one is good looking or looks good enough, has the wallet or the purse, however.
That's what you said.
They want to be. And, you know, looks good on paper, checks all these aesthetic boxes. But structure for me is also faith.
Yeah.
Also, transparency. And like I said, discipline. A structured man that checks all these aesthetic boxes can still be extra all over the place. And that's what shows that you don't have structure, because you think aesthetically you check all the boxes so you can still do what you want because it looks like you got everything together aesthetically. But I'm talking about a man with structure, including transparency, discipline, sexual and physical, all types of discipline. I'm talking about a man that has emotional intelligence when I just probably need you to reach out and touch me physically, give me a hug, have good conversation, or pray with me. Just let me cry. You listen, pass me Kleenex, don't talk. When you lack that, that you can't give me that because you think, oh, she just needs a vacation or a purse, or, you know, she just want to go to dinner. I love all those things. At some point in my life, when I need you to be emotionally intelligent and structured in other departments outside of the bedroom and finances, you lack. So that's what I mean as a total of structure. So I meet a lot of men that can take me out to eat and take me on vacation, and they still lack structure because they will not be able to fulfill me in any other department that's not aesthetically pleasing.
Well, see, and that's, you probably mean their representative. A lot of them, you get that representative that they present well as if they have it all together, and at the end of the day, they don't have nothing.
I'm surprised you guys still date black men. Ooh,
he gonna piss me off too.
They can't help themselves. Okay. Now another big thing that came out of the conversation, black women have too much attitude these days. How do we feel about this comment?
They're not lying. Yes, it's true. They are not lying. Yes, we do. I mean, I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon and say it's because of a man. I mean, that's just.
I think it goes. Wait,
go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. No, go ahead, Kelly. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm 100% agreeing with them in every whichever word. However they want to put. Yes, we do. We have an attitude, but just like they think we supposed to have the cooking, cleaning, and submissiveness in our DNA, the attitude is just DNA. It has nothing to do with that man, with nothing. It's just us. It's just women. No black woman. Every woman got an attitude. We all got attitudes.
I think all cultures have attitude.
Yes, they have attitude. I don't know if the white women just developing it now because they see that it works, but they got attitude too. We are.
Okay, Stephanie, what were you gonna say?
Shoot, I'm sorry. I don't think it's of late. Honestly, I think it goes back many years that we are known to have attitudes. We're angry. We're too independent, but they don't think about the why. And what's the reason? There's something that led us to this. It's not we just have an attitude for just to have the sake of having a goddamn attitude. What did you do? What is your contribution to this? I'm tired of them they use women, black women as scapegoats for their own shortcomings in relationships. I think we all just have attitudes, and it's not just black women. It's all cultures, and just like
that attitude don't be wrong when they get your order wrong at that restaurant and we sending that shit back.
Right. Exactly. We are the
that attitude is very much so needed when we doing stuff like that. Like, and I'm not saying that our attitude is just rooted from men. It's not it.
No. Right.
Like, that's not it. Yeah. I don't like that mantra. It's not true. Like, yes, we do have attitude. I'm agree with them 100%, but it ain't y'all.
No. Okay.
Like,
all the time.
Basically, the consensus is the attitude comes from somewhere. Like,
I don't look at the attitude as just negative.
Right.
So
it's true.
It's not just negative. They take it in a negative manner, and it's not just negative.
Because Latinas have attitudes too, but it's sexy.
Oh, baby, yes.
Oh, come on. It's sexy, right? It's fiery.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Spicy.
It turns
It's
them on.
spicy. It's fiery.
I quoted that
attitude.
from the panel with the guys. I what's his name? Eric. I know it started with an E. I wrote down E. I couldn't remember his name.
So. Mm-hmm.
But he's the one that said their attitudes may be the problem, but the right man can fix it. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
Oh, yeah. I got an attitude, but I don't play with that man.
Very
I don't play with him with no attitude. I know how to control that attitude with him.
Yeah.
And that came from, like I said before, consistency. And from that consistency came my trust. My attitude went the hell away with him. But he did all that to not get the shit that y'all claim that's all we got now.
The consistency from him took away the attitude.
Took away the attitude. I don't got no attitude with him.
Word of the day, ladies. Consistency.
There you go.
And can I add to that? Consistency without contingency.
That part.
Because
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying some people, consistencies without contingency for me. Because some people like
eat them up.
I'll be this way as long as you're doing this. No, do it out the kindness of your heart. Do it because you're genuinely going to do it, not because I'm doing something for you. And if I choose to hold that back, now you become inconsistent. So that's what my thing is: consistency without contingency.
Come on, put that on a shirt, Trey.
Trey is in the wrong.
Contingency definition down below. I don't know what she's saying, and y'all know it.
That part.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna pivot a little bit because this was also something that kept coming up, and men keep throwing this at us. That Black women being educated has turned the dynamic so much that men are basically like losing when it comes to structure and how things used to be or how they were supposed to be, because women are stepping out, being able to have their own income and not have to depend on a man solely to survive. How do we feel about this narrative that men are pitching, that because we are more educated, we're more goal oriented, that we're messing up the Black family?
Oh.
That's the word on the street. Okay, that's the word on the street.
Oh wow.
Okay, and you see that's the thing. Like, okay, they say that now, but then they're, remember when you couldn't be in the house with a man in order to get the public aid and blah blah blah. Now, like, it's always gonna be something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's always gonna be something. It's a lose-lose situation for women and men. I feel like it's never gonna be right. So, I mean, that statement is very much so true. Black women definitely are flipping the script. Like I said, I drive trucks with my husband.
Yeah.
That's very so much new. I still have women that be looking at me like, "How the hell are you doing that?"
Yeah,
it's easy. Got a lot of money and I don't bust a sweat. It ain't nothing.
Okay.
But it is. It definitely did a turning point. And I think a lot of men are definitely so much afraid of that. Women being the top dog, women coming in with the top dollar, that's still frowned upon, because that goes into, as soon as you say that goes into, she's not going to be submissive because she makes too much money. She's doing too good in life. She's too educated. So basically, you're the one that's losing because you got to dumb us down for you to be on top. No.
Right.
So maybe you should lift yourself up a little bit more. Get a little more education. Get a little more money. But, I mean, I know a woman who makes well over way more than her husband. That's not a thing. I mean, love is love. It's there, it's there. You got to know who the hell you married.
I know that's right.
And he's not intimidated about her at all because she don't use that as a weapon.
That's it. Brittany, Stephania, how do y'all feel about this comment?
I don't feel. They tell us to choose better. I say you aspire to better. Be better. I don't feel like. I generally don't feel because you want who wants you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not lowering my standards. I'm not dumbing myself down, not watering down who I am. When I saw Jaraz's comment, I totally agree. You know, what do you bring to the table? An appetite. At this point. That's it. So like I am who I am. We can pour into each other. What can I
Yes.
learn from you?
Mhm.
What can I teach you? You know,
Right.
it has to be, are we equal or are we not? Can I elevate by being with you? It's never to demean your
Mhm.
partner. It's never to be better than your
Mhm.
partner. It's
Agree.
always, are we going to be able to do this together? So, you know, them saying that it messed up the dynamic, will create one that works for the both of you. Do better.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
we
yeah.
don't have to
Right.
do what was done because obviously that shit didn't work. So don't tell me to choose better. You just be better. I'll be better as an individual.
Oh,
Right.
So you be better.
I agree. Oh,
Stephanie.
I'm so sorry, you all. I am getting distracted. I'm seeing some.
Don't pay no attention to the comments. Just keep going.
I'm-
If I think they're relevant, I'll bring them into
Okay,
the
you.
conversation. But
Oh,
as you see, I don't think
yeah.
any of them have been relevant. So therefore,
Yeah. I'm seeing. I'm like,
yeah.
what in the world? Something. I'm so sorry. I got
Uh-huh.
distracted. However, no, I'm in agreement with both ladies, and like you, Kelly mentioned about flipping the script and as women making more of being the breadwinners.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel the men should be intimidated because it's a lot of successful relationships. Now I do know some where the women is making way more than their significant others and they're making it work and still able to be submissive. So I don't think that it's a problem. Again, that person is making a choice to be submissive in that relationship in spite of the financial gap.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with what they're saying.
I will put my point in on this because I keep hearing this narrative and conversation about like women in education and women in access and things like that. And I made this comment on the show the other day. I feel like that if you are with a man that cannot be happy about your success, you will always be losing. If your man cannot be gleeful with you for your promotion, for your raise, for your anything, then you need to immediately run because something is wrong with him. Because just like I'm going to support you and stand in your background and praise you when you are successful and advancing up, I would hope that you would do the same thing for me. And if there's any issue with you doing that for me, then hopefully you will reflect and realize that you really need to figure out why me being successful is a threat to you.
A man has never asked me how much I made or cared about my finances.
Let me be honest, ever. No man I have ever dated has ever cared about my income.
They never cared about what I made.
Never.
Never.
One of the men said, men are the prize now because women outnumber us. How do we feel about that?
Well, I'm heterosexual, so a man is always the prize for me.
Okay.
I definitely want the man as my prize because I don't like girls. No offense. The man is always going to be my prize because that's my sexual preference. So yes, that man is a prize. And I definitely have good men in my life, my brothers, my uncles, some cousins, and I'm definitely telling them heifers better know you are a prize. They definitely need to know that. So yeah, I don't think that all men are, the participation ribbon. I do think some of them are a prize. I really do.
Okay. The married ladies.
Yes, ma'am. I think so as well. I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, some of them coming out.
I do. I also agree, but I'm gonna put a little contingency on that for me because I believe that we're both prizes, regardless of heterosexuality. That despite our numbers, well, of course, long ago, women have always outnumbered the men. So I do consider you a prize, but don't think that I'm less than because of you, because you're a prize. We can be both prizes.
Right.
Like we both
win-win.
We can share.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think they only saying that in that aspect because we outnumber them. That's not nothing
Yes.
new.
Right,
That's been
right. That
for
outnumbering.
centuries, ages. It's not going to
Yeah,
change. We will always outnumber men.
absolutely. It's
Yeah.
we just produce more.
So if you saying you the prize just off that fact
Yeah,
alone, then y'all can have it. But
right. That part I don't like exactly. So that's
calling
what
you
I
a
agree
prize
with.
in the relationship, no.
I'm,
So what do you think of me?
that's no. Like his thought process is that's what he was saying. He's the prize in the relationship.
Oh no.
Like
Because they're outnumbered.
you should be happy that like that he picked you. Like
Right.
he's the prize.
And vice versa or no? That's
No.
just
He
No,
didn't
no,
say
we're
vice
mutual
versa. He
prizes
didn't say
here.
vice
oh no.
versa.
See,
I don't
no,
like that
no.
comment.
He said because men outnumber women, women should basically be thrilled or like we
We're
should be
privileged.
ecstatic that we get to be right, that we have been chosen by this man because they're the prize.
But he could be choosing
Interesting.
me, your next person, another woman. That doesn't make you no prize because you,
No, but to
not in that
peers,
context.
that might make him look like a prize because so many women are choosing him. So to
Okay.
his stupid peers, his other counterparts, they think like, oh great, he's really winning because all these women are flocking to him. All these women are choosing him. So to some of them, they do equate quantity with being a prize or a champion.
You're
because
right.
they're choosing him, yet he's choosing you. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
that's
I
it.
have
Like,
all of this other
all these-
access, but I
Right.
chose you.
You.
So
So
I'm
I am right.
I'm still ain't rocking with it. Sorry.
That ain't going. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll aim this to the married women first. This was asked on the panel. Do Black men want to marry women like their mothers?
I got that in my notes too.
Yeah. Well, we'll start with Brittany because Brittany took very good notes. Brittany, what was your take on this when it came up on the panel?
They want to do they want to, like, I'm providing the answer to that question? I think they want to marry a woman that is going to be the mother that they did or did not have. Ooh. So if you want a woman to mirror all of the submissive type things, cater to you when you're sick, build a home, make a house feel like a home, tend to the kids and not work, or if she did work, she understood the balance of, I'm still gonna do sports and soccer camps and Boy Scouts, whatever, like be active. So whatever example they had or did not have, they're gonna make that woman, they're gonna envision their wife to be that. Either she's gonna be the same or the opposite, or whatever they dream up, as long as somebody is catering to them like what they think a mother should, is very nurturing in every aspect, then yes, I feel like they will.
I agree. I agree with that statement because it depends on their upbringing, of course. If they may have experience like, oh, I don't want to be with somebody like my mother because XYZ. I want to go for the total opposite, who's more nurturing or is giving those qualities that they lacked as a child, or it could be the other way around. So I definitely agree with Brittany on that one. That they can either mirror or they can go seek what they did not have growing up.
Okay.
But
Kelly,
she's still a motherly figure.
Okay.
That I'm in agreement with both. That is very much so true, because every mother, every man didn't have a nurturing mother. Some men are running away from the type of mother that they had, and they're gravitating to women who's more nurturing. And then you do have some women who had that type of mother that was the overbearing parent, and they getting away from that. Like, I don't want another one of my mama. Like, no, I want, because some men do have them issues with their parents, but I'm in agreement with both. It's either or.
Okay. One of the things that one of the men said on the panel that kind of got a visceral reaction from the people that were kind of sitting there, he said, I only date women who had fathers. How do we feel about this statement? The reason that I was very intentional on having myself and Brittany. Both have fathers, not married yet, right? But the word on the street is that most men think because of my views that like something is wrong with me, like maybe I didn't like have a father figure. I'm here to say really quick or whatever. Mother was married when she had all three of us. Know who my father is. Yes, I'm a product of divorce, but yeah, no daddy issues. So I'm going to start with the singles and then I rotate to the married. But with us being out here in the dating world, have you heard of this before? It doesn't include you because you have a very active father. You have your father is one of your best friends. But have you encountered a man kind of saying like, "Oh, where's your dad at in your life while you've been dating?"
Oh, I love this because I'm a product of love. Okay.
Okay.
So, I was meant to be here. My mom has told me that my whole life I was meant to be here. And my parents were married because I was in the wedding. So they did everything wrong if you ask the right Christian. But it doesn't matter. So my parents were married. My parents got divorced. Me and my father are very, very close. We've gotten much closer as I've gotten older. Don't always agree with my father. Me and my father go at it because we have that great dynamic. We can agree to disagree. I can tell him, I don't give a damn what you said, you're wrong. And it's always been that dynamic from early childhood. Because we never had like the perfect relationship. I don't think any kid that really, grows up and their parents respect them as they grow up, you're never going to always have the perfect relationship because you have to see your parents for who they were before they became parents to understand the journey. So me having a father who was imperfect is great for me because my father was not a fairy tale, but he was very much so active and he still pursued in spite of. So we were able to grow our relationship and get through any obstacle because it's like, no, I'm still going to be your father. Like I still want to be present and it's not all going to be roses, but I still respect the child that I raised to be okay. So either a man's going to be intimidated by that, or he's going to just be like, she kind of know the game. So I can't bullshit her because her father was there. And because I know my father was imperfect and I know everything he did wasn't always right, he still persevered. So it's like, okay, you can say you only date women who have fathers, but I could play you because I had a father who thought he was a player. Or I've got, uncles, godfathers that are just like super great, super religious, never stepped out, never did this. And still like, that doesn't mean it's going to be perfect for you because I have these good examples and I have bad examples. So you saying I only date women with fathers, it's going to depend on how you treat her, the way she responds to you, no matter what she came from or what background, because she could totally flip the script. Or you're going to get the one that snaps because she had this perfect upbringing and now you're a documentary. So it's like, it's just luck of the draw. Just be authentic and be you because all that, the history matters because it gives you somewhere to start. But my father is my best and worst example. So don't make me be my daddy's first son because I could do that.
Okay. All right. Well, now I'm gonna ask the other ladies. I don't know y'all background. That's the only reason I started with Brittany. But y'all let me know how, do you agree with this statement? How would you feel if approached with this type of statement from a man?
Well, I know I wouldn't stand a chance because I unfortunately was not able to be privileged. Like I see the dynamics between Brittany and her dad. Love it. Never had it for myself. Dad was never present in my life. I have had stepdads who, some fatherly figures in and out of my life, but I can see why some men would make that comment, honestly, that, I only want to date women with fathers because they probably see like it's easy. It may to them, it may be an easier route for them to take, and it's not daddy issues involved. And I might come with a whole lot of daddy issues, which I think I have struggled with some of those. but I'm thankful that I was still able to be successful and get married in spite of not having a dad in my life. So it's definitely possible to not really have a male. I had uncles, but they weren't really around. So I didn't really have a true solid male figure growing up that was, this is the example you should have in the man that you choose in life. So I went in blindly, and with my mom and her relationships, I kind of had a little glimpse of what she was choosing, but she also had it was perpetual. It's been down the line, and my grandmother was by herself, and my mother, and then me. It's like trying to break that curse with someone who's able to receive me and accepting of me in spite of having a dad in my life. So I would be doomed with that individual, but that's okay. I'm not for everybody. But
Okay.
and just like Brittany said, you can have your dad in your life, but that doesn't mean anything. That could switch flip the script on his ass.
Yeah.
That part. Say, look, don't look. What they say? I ain't a player, but don't. Okay. Kelly, what about you?
I'm in the middle of both of them. So my dad was there, but not fully present. So I knew who my dad was. I was loved on tremendously by my dad, but due to abuse of alcoholism, it was in and out. So, but he was there. I'm with Brittany all the way. You don't know who you gonna get, just because she was raised by her dad. Like I definitely, wasn't raised by him, but he was definitely present, just wasn't as active. But I have a lot of brothers. So a lot of stuff you probably would get. Like you don't know who you gonna get, because I can be that daddy's girl that I did have, and like Stephanie said, I had a stepfather. My mom had a wonderful man that came in and treated her like a queen, and her kids as well. So I know all sides of not having a father, having a father, and I have brothers. So it depends on what you do of who you gonna get. I can be that person, and I can turn around to be somebody else too. So you be my brother.
I think all of you made very valid points, and I think the consensus is it's like y'all don't know, y'all are asking for something that you really don't have any idea what the outcome is going to be.
You don't know what you're gonna get, because
like you're judging. You're judging women for not being raised, by their fathers, not even realizing that whatever her father being in or out, uncles, whatever like that, you still don't know the type of woman that's going to be out of that product.
And I've never heard a woman say that though. Like, if you wasn't raised by your mother.
But I'm not trying to be funny, and this is not me trying to be facetious or shady or anything. Men that hate their mothers, you should not date as a woman. True. Because that means that they did not have any type of feminine love growing up. And I'm not saying all, but a lot of them do not know how. They don't know how to give something that they were never given. So we always have this conversation of daddy issues and women, being raised by single mothers and things like that. But what we really need to talk about is men that were discarded by their mothers and how they treat women.
They don't like women.
That's it. But that's another show, because
that's an entire show.
Then you have, like we said before, then you have a man who's looking for somebody that wasn't like his mom.
Yeah.
So some of them do tend to treat a woman totally how he wants his mother to treat him, how he wished his mother treated him. So I mean, it's a two-way. It's not. I mean, I don't say that they. Now, hate, that's a strong one. Now, if he hate her, get away from him, because he gonna hate you too, I think.
Those are the ones. That's the ones I'm talking about.
If that woman was not giving him the nurturing, love that he needed, they usually crave that from their woman.
Yep.
Like, because she was there, but not there. Like, if that makes sense. Hate, that's different. Like, if his mama is a bitch, if his mama is he can say anything to his mama, like, oh no. But men that wasn't like nurtured by their mom and they still care about them, them the ones you probably gonna get a little more love from because they want that same thing in return.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it depends. It's a big old dependability around here.
It really is.
It really depends. So
something that I want to point out that keeps coming up in the comments is women and accountability. For whatever reason, men have deemed the reason that we act the way that we do, and that the reason that we feel like we can say what we want to say is because we lack accountability when it comes to relationships. I want to ask the women on the panel, married and single, anybody can take this first. What does accountability look like to you in relationships?
Being able to say, yeah, that was me, So it was a viral question going around on Facebook. Why did your husband marry you? Like, why are a lot of men, what was it about that woman that you said, yeah, I'm gonna marry her? My story is apologized. And that same day I got proposed to because I came out of my mouth and said, that was my fault. I'm sorry. I could have did that different. I did that wrong. And that man went and got a ring. Ask Sylvia. He was supposed to propose on her birthday. He was supposed to propose on her birthday, and he said he couldn't hold it after that apology I gave. So I don't think we have a problem with that.
Okay.
I think it's just like we keep saying over and over again. Y'all get what y'all give out. So if you have a problem with that, we don't have a problem with that. I didn't have a problem with apologizing because he never had a problem with telling me, you know what, I fucked up. I'm sorry. And when I fucked up, I told that man I was sorry. Please forgive me. I was Keith Sweat, baby. I did not mean to do that. That was not my intention. And if you took it the wrong way, I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. And I got married right after that.
I love that.
Okay.
So I don't think we're having a problem with accountability. I feel like if you have a problem with accountability, she will too. So
Stephanie or Brittany, what does accountability look like in a relationship to y'all?
Respect and detaching from my ego, and vice versa. That's accountability. What do you want me? And then coming from Anthony, you need to get context, because what do you want me to be accountable for?
Right.
Yeah.
Lord,
He gets real technical around these parts.
No, he doesn't like when you get technical, so that I have to force his hand because I got an answer for you. But what scenario do you want me to answer to? Do you want me to be accountable when I say I'm picking up what you're putting down so I can be a fuck boy or a lover girl? Is that what you want me to be accountable for? Or do you want me to be accountable when I overtalk you, or I overstep, or I'm overzealous in a situation where we're at that restaurant and your meal is cold and I spoke up instead of letting you handle the situation, or I touched the door and didn't listen when you told me to get on the inside of the curb or the outside? What do you want me to be accountable for? How small of a scenario or how big of a scenario do you want me to say I'm sorry about?
Exactly.
Because it's never an issue for me. I'm only speaking to Brittany Janakin. It's never an issue for me to say sorry when I'm wrong. But if you continuously prove me right because you fucked up and I already assumed you would, there's nothing for me to be accountable for. So what you just have to give me context of a scenario in particular where I'm supposed to be accountable.
Okay. Stephanie?
I'm in and whole agreement with what Brittany just said there. It's really, the ball is in your court to me. Once when I think of accountability, I'm thinking of you're taking ownership for your actions and accepting the consequences. So I feel like I take ownership for what someone have their comments. But again, how big of a scenario are you referring to in terms of accountability, and how small is it? Are you taking accountability? Because I do feed off energy, because if I'm going to reciprocate what you're putting out there. And if you're not taking accountability, not saying that two wrongs don't make a
Don't
right.
make it right. I get that.
But you're not holding yourself accountable for what you did. Yet you are
Mhm.
having higher expectations for me. Don't have higher expectations for me, and you don't have them for yourself. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna give you what you give me, and
That's
that's
what I
how I
said.
feel.
Yep.
And I don't have a problem saying sorry or apologize. But I am very careful of the words because those are differences. I may not be sorry, but I will apologize.
I
I'm
love
not
it.
sorry about what I said. I could have said it in a different way. So I apologize
I
for my
could have
tone.
said it better.
But I
Okay.
meant what I said when I
said it
said it.
better.
So I can't, I can't say sorry, but I do apologize to you. That's
Love
the
it.
take.
But no, I do. I think all three of you hit it right on the head, and I think Kelly came out the gate with it. Like, I think it's this narrative that has been started that women don't not know how to apologize. I personally think that's complete bullshit because I know many women, me included, or whatever, like exactly like all three of you said. If I know that I have crossed the line, I do not have any issue coming back and explaining to you that I have crossed the line and that I am sorry. They using a word without understanding the meaning. Exactly. Thank you, Peaches. So of course, men keep throwing accountability at us, but I think also Stephanie hit it right on the head too. Energy is reciprocated. You know what I mean? Like, can we both come to the table and figure out where something went wrong and both have accountability for our actions?
Yep.
But a lot of the times, men don't want to be accountable. They want you to be accountable, and then they want to move on from the situation. As
Right.
adults, if we can both come to the table and be accountable for our actions, then I think it moves right along. The reason that I personally feel like people get stuck in arguments or it escalates to something big or whatever like that is because one person refuses to yield. And I feel like a lot of the times people don't understand in relationships, both people will have to come to yield, no matter what it is. No matter if you're right, he's right, anything like that. The way that we're going to move forward is that both of us are going to eventually have to bend.
That is it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is it.
Now, something that came up, and we're going to start, getting to the end and taking some questions. Do women depend on their girlfriends too much these days? Meaning that you would call your girlfriend or your best friend first before you would call your man or your husband. Do
No.
women do this too much?
Well, is your man your best friend?
Oh,
Oh,
expand on that because they don't.
there we go.
Brittany, expand on that.
I cannot because I don't like calling my man my best friend. I've never been. I am always pro decenter men from your life. So my husband is my husband. I get no disrespect to the married women that I am outnumbered by in my life, but my husband is of course, yes, that's your best friend because that's your life partner.
Yeah,
totally respect that. When I get there, I'll send y'all the greeting card when I make it to that level in my life. But what I'm saying is my friends have always been separate. My best friend is my best friend. My boyfriend is my boyfriend. Their titles are their titles. So if my man is getting on my nerves, he's not gonna be the first person I call to vent because you're the so I can't really get your advice right now because you're the problem.
Yeah,
Right.
So I get that. And I am anti, decent men from your life. The pillow talk thing. We have a whole show about that shit. I can't stand it. So it's like, yeah, that's your best friend, but now your other best friend over here that you're not sleeping with, me, the female, I don't like that. That's your best friend. You tell him everything that also involves other people in your life. Hence, your female best friend. I believe in a healthy separation. I really, really do, because God forbid, if anything, you need to separate from that man or life changes. Who do you have? If you alienated yourself for the sake of, your marriage or whatever, your boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't ever want to not have the tribe I started with. I just believe in like decentering men and always keeping things healthily separate. Like my man is not necessarily my best friend, because if he's the problem, I can't go to him immediately for the same
Tell
solution
him he's the problem.
my girls can give me. So yeah, I like to keep things as
Separate.
personally separate as possible.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna kick it off to the married women. I know this is totally different because you both have been with your husbands for a very long time, but does this even fit in y'all world?
Yeah, for me, no, it does not fit in my world. I do believe in the separation, and I agree with Brittany. If I'm having beef with you, I'm not going to go to you anyway. So I can't view you as my best friend in that moment. But I'm also not one to run to even the closest necessarily and put them in my marriage. It's probably different. Maybe if it was a boyfriend girlfriend status, where I can just, I have this bestie or my best cousin, I'm going to go to them and say, well, what about this? But I'm very leery about having sidebar conversations with others regarding my marriage. So I sometimes, unless it gets to that point where I'm involved in someone else, I really don't even go to the closest of the close. I try to deal with it internally or with someone who's an impartial party that don't have affiliation with neither one of us. Well, what do you think about this situation? But I'm really referring to me. That's kind of how I move with my approach.
Okay. Kelly?
I'm with the women as well, as far as the separation. Okay. I have a best friend and I have a life partner. He's always going to trump everybody. So, like she said, I can't call you when I'm pissed at you, because I'm going to probably say some things that I can't say to you. So I'm about to call my best friend. Let me tell you what this motherfucker did.
Exactly.
It's like, but at the end of the day, I'm, like Stephanie said, you got to watch who you call and like Vince, but you got to know your people. Like I'm not one of them women who has friends who just riding with me. My bitches, girl, you wrong as hell. You shut up talking to me with that dumb shit. That was you. Like they gonna let me know. Oh no, that was you, ma'am. Leave that man alone. You over there starting shit. So, but even after I get checked, he's gonna be my first person after I'm calmed down. Let me go back over here and fix what I just did. Or, even if I didn't do it, let me just go back over here and let's regroup and figure this out. Because I'm quite sure, I hope he has somebody just like I got to tell him, like, look, brother, that wasn't the right move. Like, at the end of the day, blah, blah, blah. Like, we all need them other people. I'm not saying like, oh, you need somebody in your business. You need them accountability partners. Outside of the marriage. Okay. Because he's not my best friend. He's my life partner. Everything is going to circle back to him after I vent to my friend and she lets me know. And then I go back over here. But yes, it's a separation is definitely needed. Like one of the people in the comments said, it's separate.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Wow, learned something new today. Okay.
I think there's also a caveat to that, depending on the position that you have, because a lot of, from personal experience, what I'm finding with a lot of my single, struggling, and searching friends, they are when the goal of said woman is just to get her man, get married, and disappear. That's dangerous, because they are haphazardly, like willingly saying, once I get this boyfriend, once I get this husband, the friendships don't matter.
No, that's not it.
The man has been secured. The marriage has been secured. All the hot girl summers and everything that I was doing led to this man. So now I can get rid of everything else. Nothing else really matters. And that's very dangerous. And that's when you realize some of these women at these mid 30s, early 40s, they never had friends because their end goal was to disappear with said man. But when you have true friendships and a good tribe, you will realize you can't do life without them. You're not meant to just do life with your partner, and that's it. You don't experience life if you are only centered on getting a man. So I just think that we need to always make sure you're not only venting and calling your friends to bitch about some man. You need to be calling friends to say happy anniversary, congratulations, you're looking for a job.
Oh
What
yeah.
else is what hobbies?
Mhm.
There needs to be life happening outside of a man. That's why I'm
Right.
vouching always to decenter men from your life. But a lot of women, as they get older and succumb to societal pressures or family pressures, what have you, they forget that. So
Yeah.
that's why a lot of friendships end up not really being true friendships. So that we just need to understand that the conversations that you have with your friends shouldn't always be about
About a
relationships.
man.
Y'all gotta have a
Absolutely.
life to discuss. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
Right.
Male centered women are scary.
There.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because male centered women will throw you under the bus immediately for a man and not even think about it. They won't even
That's
blink
right.
twice. Okay. They will not
I know a
even
few of those.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they will not even blink twice. So I 100% agree. That watch those type of women that only hit you up when they going through a breakup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yes.
Come through.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Now
Preach.
this is a question that kind of gets a lot of pushback, but I personally feel like it is an important question for Black women because I'm not trying to say that it only happens to Black women, but I really like to get your take on it because I personally, I'll give mine at the end. But the question is, do you have to go through trauma with a man first before you can get true love from him?
Do you have
Mm.
to? No. Does it happen? Yes. It usually almost always happens like that.
In that
Why?
order.
Why?
Why?
That is an open-ended question. I have no clue.
Well, why?
Does it
Right.
happen?
Why?
Yes. I can't just pinpoint the why, but a lot of times it does. It's definitely the forefront of you getting into this happy space. You went through some hell before that.
Mhm.
You went through some shit before that.
Right.
I feel like
Mhm.
everybody is trying to find that nick or, just trying to make sure. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I can't give you an exact why, but it's definitely.
That's
Anybody got the why?
why.
Nobody.
That's a tough.
Because it's on both ends. It's not like men are just taking women through there. Women
Right.
be taking men through there before it ends, perfectly, happily, healthily. Just why does it have to happen? I don't know. But it's definitely.
There's no scenario. There's no scenario where both parties can just walk into love first. Trauma has to come first.
I don't think it has to come. It just
No,
traditionally works that way. The order of events.
Why?
And you know what's crazy? A lot of people that didn't have that traumatic beforehand are doomed now. Like, because you didn't know nothing beforehand. It was just that was perfect. You didn't have nothing to go through, especially them marriages where your parents put you together. You don't even know this man.
True. Those arrangements.
We grew up in church together. You didn't know that he had an anger streak. He watched his mama beat his daddy beat his mama ass all his life, and now he whooping yours. So now you got to deal with that. Like, I don't know why, but if any woman I know can tell me I didn't have to deal with none of that, and they had a successful relationship, I promise you I got something for them. But I have no clue as to why it has to happen, but it does happen like that.
Okay. Anybody else? Brittany, Stephanie?
I agree. I just in agreement. I think that's a very tough question, but the order of events, it's always trauma, then potentially roses on the other side. Not going to say it's always going to produce that outcome, but that trauma hits first. And it's crazy you said that because I was speaking to a coworker who was willing to date. He was like going younger, and he actually expressed this information to me. He was like, I didn't want to date her because she hasn't been through anything. I want her, I'm looking for the woman that had some trauma in her life, that has some experience, and she's had nothing. So that turned him off. And then I
Right.
just thought that was weird that you're looking for the woman that had trauma already.
Because don't nobody want nobody that don't know how to get through stuff.
Right. And,
Like,
and that's what it is.
like
She wouldn't know how to
you
navigate it.
men usually want a seasoned woman. Like, I don't want to teach you. I want you to come like this. Just like a woman wants a man to come like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to go through all that, and especially if he's going younger. No.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with Kasana. Kasana's making good points. I was gonna allude to, like, maybe we should get the definition of trauma, because I don't
Right.
think it's necessary, but as life
Mhm.
happens and you're learning a person and they're experiencing certain things while y'all are learning each other, then it's inevitable.
And you're learning yourself as well
Yeah.
during that
Right.
stage of life. Like, especially if this is a person that you potentially want to end up with for the rest of your life, you definitely relearning yourself. I wasn't the same person before I married him.
Mm.
Okay.
So recorrect. I was doing a lot of self-evaluating. Like, it was a lot of stuff that I came with that just wasn't right. I had to, because I had a guy on a podcast ask that question, like, why do you have to change yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And it always seems like it's a bad question. Like, no, it's not always bad.
No, yeah,
Change
I
for the
agree with
better. I
that.
had to
Yeah.
change, or it was not going to work. Just as well as he had to change some things about himself. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, the why is just very up in the air, but
Okay.
I'm okay with having that trauma before the happy ending, because it taught me a lot of things.
Okay.
Mm.
I agree to a certain extent, right? I think that life, no matter what, is going to present some type of trauma in your life, right? And that can be anything from loss to family issues to even if you want to take it outside the household, work issues, friend issues, or whatever like that. I think that trauma has presented itself before anybody has ever got into a relationship, right? So I'm not saying that I don't agree that there has to be some type of trauma before it gets to love. I am just trying to understand why, especially in the Black community, he can't love me correctly until he feels like I can take all these things from him, right? He can't love me correctly until he can bend me to the point where he knows I'm not going to leave. I'm going to stay. I'm going to come back. I just don't understand why I have to experience that type of trauma with you in order for you to pick me. That, I think that's more where I'm coming from with the trauma part. I think Kasana had a great point. Trauma is deeply distressing. It's an experience. It's overwhelming. I'm trying to figure out why love outside love with a man has to be filled with trauma before it can be successful.
It's because it almost sounds like you're saying he's gonna break you down to build you back up into
right. Why
you gotta break me all the way down?
And that's not always the case though. Like, trauma is just not being broken down. Like, why I don't like the word that you use, the trauma word. It's too much, because everybody didn't have to go through trauma. Did they go through some things? Meaning not being able to communicate, not being able to understand, not being able to receive, not being able to be accountable. That ain't that's not trauma. It's just you just learning how to do something you never had to do. Trauma, not the beatings, the babies, the financial situations, the gap, like that's, I think it's trauma. But the whole mental situation, far as like you say, accountability, receiving love in a way that you never have received it before, that's considered trauma to people. Like, everybody is, I mean, you got two people coming together as one and trying to relearn each other, relearn themselves. So how is that trauma? I don't know. I guess the word is just too heavy.
But I mean, I understand that the word itself is heavy because of what it's compared to, but what it is, that's the definition of what it is. Even if it's something small and minute or whatever. Of course, don't get me wrong, you have different definitions of the word, right? But what I'm saying is, in the love department, we can take that particular word out of it. Why do I have to hurt first before I can love later? Is hurt a better word? Is that less problematic?
Well, they're hurt because they're avoiding healing.
Okay.
I don't have the resources just as a girlfriend to talk you through it and endure your hurting phase. You have to, first of all, be upfront about it. So you got to face the problem head on. If you come from a background of alcoholism, sexual abuse, molestation, financial ruin, like if you come from that and you don't acknowledge it because you feel like love and relationships are a distraction from it, and that's gonna cure it, and you're not actually understanding why you can't love 100% because of your trust issues from said abuse or said whatever you have going on to hinder you from loving and accepting love, that's something that's bigger than me. The relationship itself is not going to heal you from that. So that's something that the person has to be, Anthony, accountable for, and their partner to try to help them through it. But if I cannot, I can't be, Kelly, to your point, I can't be your punching bag if I don't really know why certain things that I'm doing or not doing are triggering to you from a deeply rooted, to the definition Kasana posted, a deeply rooted issue. Just you being my boyfriend and me being your girlfriend is not going to heal you. So we got to figure out what's the reason that you feel like I got to go through this struggle love. What's really the
okay, there you go. Better word. You and Kasana are using better words. Because love or my ride or die.
Something. He or she is fighting something, and they are not able mentally to process love to get rid of whatever that issue was. They cannot love you to their full capacity because they're dealing with some deeply rooted issue. And yes, that can come from, abuse. That can come from something that they saw that has like stunted their growth. Yeah. So they associate certain things, little bitty triggers that you may not even think of in a relationship. They're stemming that to this is a fail. This is gonna hurt me. This is what I remember like that. But you got to be able to work through that and process that so that your partner knows how to deal with that accordingly. But you can't hold that trauma against your partner if you don't want to fix it, and you just think like, no, they're supposed to endure. Like they're supposed to just be there. I know I'm a little screwed up. I know I had these issues, but you're just supposed to bear it and deal with it and not try to fix me when that's ultimately the only thing that's going to be able to happen. Like
that's the only thing. That's the only way I know how to give it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I stand corrected. I think y'all were right. I think we could have used struggle love or ride or die or, something like that. But, Peaches Kasana said that she feels like that's only in the Black community, right? Like we're the only ones that like he wants you to be their ride or die. And I think that we kind of really do. Clearly, that's another show. I wrote that down. Why? We need to find out the why behind struggle love. That's what we'll name it. We'll take the trauma out of it because we don't want to put less on people that have been through real trauma when it comes to relationships. So we'll say struggle love, or why do I have to be your ride or die before I can be your wife or your actual partner or your girlfriend?
Well, sometimes you don't know how ride or die you're going to have to be until the wheels fall off. Because I've never been.
That's what I wanted to say. Like, how do you determine that?
I've never dealt with this. I'm just trying to bring things down to like layman's terms, simplest form examples. I have both of my parents. I'm very blessed at 37 to still have a mother and a father. If I were to, God forbid, lose my mother or my father, I don't know what my marriage, if I was in one, would look like, because that's a huge loss. I don't know what that would do to shape how I feel about love, relationship, whatever. I never lost a child. Don't know how that dynamic. That's also traumatic. Don't know how that would work. I've never been in financial ruin. My partner ain't never been a gambler and squandered all of our savings or all of our hard-earned money. And I don't know how to come. That might be traumatic. Don't know how to come back from that. So there's so many different things that
I wanted to say that, like, even with childbirth or bringing a child into a relationship, like that's a big change in the relationship. Like she said, I lost both my parents during my relationship. And the 3 months apart, I had to deal with that, both parents, and I didn't know how to navigate through that. So he had to deal with that in order to deal with me. Like I had no clue what I was going to do, how I was going to do it, even when it came to him. But I mean, like, is that called? I mean, is struggle love? That's a better word. But
Well,
I
I
guess
think
that's
yours is different because
Right.
I'm speaking before the marriage, right?
Right.
I think in the marriage is something totally different, dealing with trauma with your partner.
Right.
Like, I think that is something totally different. What my question was is, why do I have to get through the struggle of before I can be your wife? That is what my question was coming from.
Yeah, Kelly, what the situation that I was exemplifying
Mhm.
is trauma that I would want to have my partner. I
With
need to have somebody. If
yeah.
so those events were to occur, I would be totally leaning on my partner. Don't know how I would deal with it. Of course, like you said, just didn't know. But
Yeah,
at least you had somebody right there, life partner, to do
absolutely.
it. Now, the trauma that some of us are speaking of, the ups and downs, is him being up and down a lot of hoes. That's the trauma that they talking about. He
That,
he
Yeah,
that's
was
the
he was hoe hopping
infidelity,
and
before
moving
the
us
marriage.
around.
Before
Yeah,
the
the
marriage.
that
whorism,
type of trauma is what they
The
talking
whore,
about.
not
the
the
whorism,
whorism.
the
Yeah, the
whorism.
whorism.
Yes.
Trees, we got
Absolutely.
another word for you, Trees.
The whorism. Yeah, those types of ups and downs.
Right.
Illegitimate children, or
Right.
he in and out of jail and like he can't get right, or
Yes.
he just those types of things. Like, why do I have to go through
Go
that as
through.
my ups and downs to solidify to you that I deserve a ring, or that I
Right.
because I
It's
stuck around
loyal,
for
right?
that?
You're loyal to the bullshit.
Yeah.
The struggle
Mhm.
love is a toxic relationship to me, but you're sitting there trying to prove you're the one, and I can endure all your bullshit to get to
Yeah.
that end result, which it would be marriage.
Yeah,
But
the
why?
ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
To get
why?
that ring. But
Yeah,
why do I have to do that to get this ring? I gotta deal with all your other stuff
to get to the ring.
to
Okay.
get the end result. Yeah.
Oh my
Is that
God.
important?
That part. Ladies, this was absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness. We hit all the questions from the guys. You three were absolutely phenomenal. I
Thank you.
feel like that we got all different aspects and walks of life and all of the above. This is just part 2. I just want to let y'all know this is just part 2. This is going to be a continuous thing because, of course, we want to bring the men and the women together to see if we can figure out why we were the problem. I feel like we gave a lot of examples of why we are the answer. But I do think this was a great first step. And I want to thank all 3 of you ladies for joining us tonight. And as you see, my co-host that has been co-hosting from the side has popped back in with a last word. Hi, Goodwin.
Thank you, ladies, so much for being a part of the Unapologetic Podcast on all social media and podcast platforms. Wow, what a great show. Just as expected. What a great show.
Lord.
Kim, you did it again.
No, it was these ladies. These ladies were absolutely phenomenal. You could not have put a better group together. This was supposed to happen this way, and I'm so happy it did.
I'm glad.
Oh, come on.
Thank you for
People
including
said we are the problem and the answer. I know that's right. We are the problem and the answer. Okay.
You know what? Hopefully,
Yeah.
when these shows go up, the people can self-reflect. I learned a lot today, and
I
you
hope
can learn
so.
a lot from the Black Men Show as well. And I look forward to a nice round table discussion. Shout out to you, Kelly, from coming on the road. And I
Yeah.
think that you really, you really impressed me tonight, Kelly. I want to say that.
I don't know why you're shocked.
I know
Made it
that's
happen.
right.
What I
Okay.
done did that good one?
Yeah.
Because you ain't usually impressed with me.
There's never gonna be the only answer to this whole conversation in whatever many parts we do it is going to be action. When niggas don't show up, we don't put out. When the niggas don't take accountability, we cut them off. And there is no spinning the block. So until we take proper actions, nothing is ever going to be resolved. That's just the wholehearted, and that's the only answer is action. Do what you say you're gonna do, and when you don't, cut them off and don't go back.
Honestly feel like that. Like women are natural followers.
Right.
We stop following when you start leading us into bullshit. And that's where the problems start coming in at. We are
But then you can't go back either.
You
You
can't.
can't go back.
You sometimes you can't, but some people change. I'm gonna give them that. They can change, but is it worth it? That's up to you to figure that out. But
the US Fed Reserve is getting rid of change, Kelly. Get the memo. They're getting rid of change.
They definitely are. Pennies are already gone.
They're obsolete.
They getting rid of change.
They are already gone.
Yeah, you know, one thing that I will say to Kim and your friends is that, you know, it to me, it seems as if women go into relationships as if they are perfect and are looking for perfection. And nobody is perfect. And so I think that that's why I preach accountability, because we all have trauma. We all have made bad choices. We all, you know, tend to like things that glitter, you know, and want to give it a try. And then we want to complain about certain things when you already kind of know where this is gonna go. So I think that it's important to, you know, start with accountability and then leave.
Well,
you know?
don't present yourself as glitter when you're sand. There's difference.
Well, and that's why I put in discernment. You know, you have to be able to filter out, you know, certain things early on, you know. And look, one thing we know about women is that they do their research. And, you know, do your research. And even though he might be, you know, showing you this and giving you this, and everybody be like, oh my God, he's the best thing ever. You know damn well in a few months that, as Meg Thee Stallion, that it ain't going to be the same way.
Okay, well, thank you, ladies. This was so great. And we had such a good time.
Thank you for having us.
I don't feel sorry for her at all.
Thank y'all
unapologetic.
so much.
Unapologetic on all podcasts and social media platforms. We out.
Good night.
Good night.